There we go, guys. Let me go ahead and share this here. All right. All right, guys, let's go ahead and actually let's wait like a minute or so, and then we'll see if anyone else shows up or not. We'll go ahead and get started. But welcome everyone here that is on the YouTube. You guys that could all hear me and everything on the YouTube, right? So I want to make sure, introduce yourself, say hi, say good morning. Let me know what you guys did over the weekend. Let me know what you're looking for as far as on the market. That's what we're here for, is just to, exchange ideas and um, try to help each other out and everything. So, oh, dude, it lets you put ads in the stream. That's funny, dude. I didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. I'm sorry. Please don't leave. All right. All right, you guys on over here on Zoom can hear me, right? We're gonna go ahead and get started. Hope you guys had a good weekend, like I was saying. I haven't even pulled up my desk. Someone remind me to pull up my desk here in a second, okay? Well, where you guys are able to see this screen right now, right? And futures opened up, gap down overnight. And thank you. And so you can see that they kind of never looked back after the gap down. We were looking at it during our member meeting during this time right here. We are the PDC, the prior day close price was $330.39. That's what we're closed on Friday section. So our strategy says that we should look for gap down, smackdown type strategies and go from there. So what I was trying to look for is to see if we had like some poor structure coming down and looking at like the volume profile to see if there's gaps for us to fill. And there are a little bit. You can see right here under this 328-ish area, we get a little bit light right here in the 327. And then it gets a lot bigger here through 326 through 324, right? So very thick in this area. This is going to act as a bigger support. If we break 324, then volume will accelerate and we will probably get down towards 320, 322 first and 320-ish area, but momentum will shift and move a lot more quickly if we break 324. All right. It's a big if. To the upside, we have as far as our resistance. So our call wall is still at 330. That is going to be our big resistance, and it's not expected to go ahead and change until at least after this week. Okay. With that being said, yeah, so 330 to the upside is the big resistance, and then we're going to look at, so 329 is a little bit more resistance on the way to 330, not that bad. And then if we're looking at the open interest, this is what we're looking for on the SPY. So SPY, we'll come over here, try to move as fast as we could. So 325 here, 12,000 to the upside. We have 330 where we talked about 11,000, and then 6,000 right here, a little bit bigger at the 329, then 325. So this is going to act as a little bit of resistance right here. Like I said, we may get under this 325 to 324, and you can see right here the 325 is going to act as support. And so this is where it's kind of, this is that teeter totter, right? So this is where the teeter totter would be equal for us to kind of stay and end the day, right? And then you get a little bit thicker right here, 324, like I said, the bigger area, and up until 320. So, all right, that is what we're looking at as far as the open interest and like our levels here that we're looking at on the SPY as we're trading. So make note of that. Along with that here, the VIX is above 21 right now, which is a pretty nice little gap up from, we actually made it nicely under 20 on Friday. And now we're above 20. We may back test a little bit, so a little bit of a pop up, and then maybe move up here towards 2150 or so. But this is definitely worth noting here. We're at 21, and then also 2050 are going to be the levels that we're going to be looking at more towards the open as well. Okay, and then on the Qs, so the Qs are kind of a monkey wrench in all of this here. Oh, dude, why did I have the, so I was talking about the SPY over here, and I had the Qs up. Sorry about that. I was wondering why it said 300. I was like, what? But yeah, 424 right here, guys. Sorry. Oh, this changes the chart. I was like, dude, why is this? A little while ago, I was looking at this. I was like, dude, why is this different? Because I looked at it on my phone. My bad. 324 underneath this here, we accelerate a little bit faster down here to 420, 429 up here in this area. Then this is going to be our resistance, and then 430, and then 425 is the bigger level to the upside. So what I'm hoping happens is we get a quick pop up here at the open that we could get some puts or short into. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I do think, especially like on the tech side of things, the tech market, that we need a little bit of rest after the run that we had the last few days. All right. The Q's 330 resistance here, and then 335 if we break 330. And then to the downside, we have 325 is going to be our bigger resistance. Okay. And then 322 is the absolute like kind of line in the sand. Makes sense? Makes sense. All right. Get it, got it, good. Okay. So that's a SPY, the Qs, and the VIX. as far as tickers here for today, guys, I had a big old list that I made for the Stockcast yesterday. So McDonald's was one of them, Roblox, Unity, all these ones, but they were more bullish type setups and stuff, and all of them have pulled back. So you would want to look at maybe find the dip maybe today if that's what you're looking for them to stay relatively bullish and stuff. All right, let's look. So that's Unity. Those are the smaller ones. Tesla is right here at towards the 900 level right now, guys. 920 is going to be the bigger resistance. You see 915 right here. We come a little bit further out. 920 is, let's do it like this with the volume profile. And then you go further out. There it is. So here's the high volume node right here in this area. So 920. This is the target if you are going to the upside, all right? To the downside, you have here like 881 or so. So if it gets to 881 and you're looking for a bounce, that's where I would be looking for the bounce right there, all right? Apple. So that we need to go over Apple here a little bit. Apple here, this 170 is going to be our support on Apple, and I had it over here on my other site. 1 second. Yeah, 170 is going to be our big support. So if it breaks 170, we'll probably get down in here a little bit further, right? And then to the upside, 175 is the bigger option resistance. So 175 way up here. All right. If you have any tickers here on the YouTube, anything, let me know. We could go ahead and go over tickers here together. On the smaller cap things here, guys, if you look at this weekly chart, it was pretty volatile right here, this V room. But it is showing compression and it broke out of this top right here. So this could actually get some really good momentum to move to the upside, okay? Alberto, good morning. What's up, dude? Who is Hina Mushtaq? If you're Hina Mushtaq, send me a DM in our Discord so I could make sure that you belong here on the Zoom. If not, you're going to be kicked out. Okay, cool. Just making sure, brother. No worries, dude. Like I said, I just want to make sure that you're supposed to be here. Okay. Any other tickers here, guys? Also, Nvidia has been protecting this 180 level. It is a little bit above right now. So 180, if it does show, it is actually showing a little bit more relative strength, but 180-ish area is what we're looking at to the downside if it does. So if you're looking for the gap down, smackdown type setup, but to the PDC, maybe just right above, and then down to 180 if the whole market stays relatively bearish today. Excuse me. Cool. And I was flat over the weekend, so I don't have anything that I was holding or anything. So I appreciate the likes here on the YouTube, guys. If you guys could take a minute, if you guys get value out of this on the analysis and everything, go share the stream on your social medias, Twitter, especially. Take Reddit, stock twits, wherever. Really appreciate it. So then we get more people in here and get our community a lot bigger. So on a bunch of option killers in here making all kinds of money. Does anyone have any questions with the game plan that I've set forth for today? So again, just to kind of reiterate, because I know a few people came in late, gap down off of the futures overnight pretty significantly. So 427 was our top. And 427 was our top. And I don't believe that we're going to get up here. Anyone that was bought on Friday is going to be a bag holder. I believe we're going to have some supply if we pop up above 425 up to like this pivot area. This is where I would like to see us fail and then be able to get the short. But it is definitely the possibility we get up here towards these levels, right? Especially with Tesla looking a little bit strong and going from there. So I'm going to go ahead and trade these to Shopify. Shopify at $40 right now. And then I'll put Amazon. I told all the AMC guys, I was like, dude, we're not going to close Friday over 25. Like the goal is to stay under 25. And again, I got a bunch of hate mail saying that it's going to 5,000. And I just, bro. These are probably the people that are buying the extended warranties from those people that keep on calling every 5 minutes, like on their phone. Like no joke. All right, we got like 8 minutes to the bell. Tesla already popping up a little bit here. Check a couple last minute things here. $42.63. We're here 42.60. Okay. So those of you guys that are new to the stream, we use Flowago for our flow trading here. This measures sweeps and blocks of big options trades. Make sure we turn on Tiffany over here. We turn off our music. So a big tip that I would have for you guys is that is to have like your order set in your option chain before the market opens, so then you're not fumbling around. And then just because you have the just because you have the order in your option chain or what have you does not necessarily mean you have to execute it. But I would be looking at those. So then it's when it does hit your target, it's easier to go ahead and input. Yeah. So again, I'm looking for the pop up here into these levels and then for it to come down. But 424 is our big level, like we had said. If we start holding 424, this area too well, then the thesis is going to change to the long. So then we have room to, once we break 425, upwards to the previous session high. It did an update over the weekend, dude. Thinkorswim had an update over the weekend. On Saturday, I couldn't log in for a little bit on Saturday because of the update. Okay, so we got a minute to the bell. Let's have a great trade session here, guys. Make sure you're using the your stop losses, taking profit at your relevant levels, staying objective. All right. Let's have a good start to the week. There we go. All right, so a little push up right here, right at the open on Apple. VIX has not had a print yet. Qs are pushing up just a little bit. And there goes Tesla up to 911. So here's the pop we want. We want it up more towards this area right here. Apple and Tesla leading to the upside. Nvidia also with a nice little pop here.
(2022) 580 contracts. AMZN 145 calls. August 19th, 2022. 487 contracts.
Okay, so straight up here, I'm going to start edging into these trades here, guys. So I'll use SPX. 42, we'll do 4260s. Let me just double check the liquidity on them. Yeah.
BBBY 20 calls. August 19th, 2022. 1104 CM.
So here's the
20 calls. December 16th, 2022.
profit.
1,300.
So above the pivot, I will go ahead and cut it, which is like
2022.
70, 80 cents. Definitely gonna be okay there. I didn't see my alert.
13 calls. August 19th,
Scooter.
2022. 1,010 TSLA. 960 calls. August 19th, 2022. 400 TSLA. 965 calls. August 19th, 2022. 300 TSLA. 960 calls. August 19th, 2022. 300 CCL 10 calls. August 19th, 2022. 1,000 contracts. NVDA. 192 calls. August 19th, 2022. 900 contracts. NVDA. 192
All right,
calls.
so here 920 on Tesla. This is your first stop on Tesla. If you caught the little rip and dip on Tesla here, Nvidia is absolutely stupid strong right now, and then Apple is going up but not as much strength. And so this is the drop that we wanted on the VIX as well. The VIX is at 2078, and then here's the rejection.
960 calls. August 19th, 2022. 300 AMC. 26 calls. August 19th, 2022. 635 contracts. JPM. 120 puts. September 2nd, 2022. 1006, lead 31 calls. August 19th, 2022. 923 contracts.
All right, so this is exactly this play that I wanted, was up into this, in between this area, the pivot, and then my manually drawn line for us to come up and reject this here. So I do have, oops, sorry, anytime I press on the chart, it's gonna take this off right here. So so I do have a couple more contracts that I could add.
320 MSFT, 290 calls. October 21st.
And the Qs absolutely took off here at the open here, 331. So this is where kind of inversely, not inversely, but of the SPY, it's a stronger and it has the potential to get up to 335. So it may drag the SPY up. And again, if we start holding this area too well and we start pushing above here, then we'll start looking for that long, and I'll be a little bit upset because we didn't get it down, you know, the long down here more towards the support, but we got to go with the trend then at that point.
1728.
Tell Siri to shut up. It's not Siri, her name is Tiffany. So she's the AI for the flow algo, and we keep her on all day.
10 calls. August 19th, 2022. 811 contracts. FL 30 puts. August 19th, 2022.
Does the VIX try to gap fill back to up to 22? So that's what I was thinking, right? So we get a little bit of a dip here at the open, this bullish push up, and then we go back and we'll retest and makes a little bit more structure on the VIX to the upside. So that was exactly my thinking, Henster. It looks like you're taking the day off, Alberto. Load up some load up trading view, bro.
2,000 contracts.
Okay, cool. So I've been kind of testing this new platform called Rocket Scooter, and they do a lot of analysis with options and stuff. And I've just been having it over the side and looking at it every day and seeing how it works, getting a feel for it. And the guy that owns it, I guess you would call CEO or what have you, he's an awesome guy. His name is Matt. I don't know what his last name is, but his name is Matt. He's an awesome dude, always answers my questions and stuff right away. And he said that they doubled their subscribers in the last like week and a half or something like that, like over 10,000 or something like that. I don't think it's 10,000, but I think he had 10,000 followers he got over on Twitter. But absolutely like crushing it. And I think they added too many people and their app crashed this morning. That's a cool problem to have.
600 and TLRY. 4 calls.
Put your scan on TV. You know what? I was actually at I think it was Target yesterday, and I was thinking of getting just a little tablet to keep like the Discord on. So then I just have the Discord up, and then I could answer you guys during the session. But yeah. So same thing here, guys. You guys see I'm still in here, just being patient. And this volume on the second 5-minute candle is nothing what the first one is. Obviously, the opening candle on a Monday is going to be a lot more, but we would like to see some more demand if we're going to come and break these upward supply areas. The Millsat target, honestly, dude, I was hoping for the best when I went over there. I was kind of, you know what I mean? And I think I went too early in the morning on a Sunday. No one in Texas, everyone goes to church on Sunday, dude. So you don't see anyone out during that time. And then I'm used to like in New Mexico where things are super, super liberal in New Mexico. Trying to date a conservative girl is way different, dude. And then being from California originally, right? I've kind of realized and noticed that I've only lived in liberal spots. And yeah, it's way different, dude. All right, so being careful we don't have like a big old FU candle here to the upside to get me stopped out. Like I said, it would be right here, right above the pivot that I'm stopping out at. That's my plan. Down like 1,000 here to start the day so far.
94 calls. August 19th, 2022. 611 contracts.
Yeah, their whole shit broke, dude. If someone could do me a favor, like if you're not doing anything in the chat, go to rocketscooter.com and tell me if like anything happens or it says the site cannot be reached.
August 19th, 2022. 950 contracts. VA. 170 puts. August 19th, 2022.
All right, so this was the goal here on Tesla.
11 puts.
Like we said, it hit the 920, pull back. That's our first resistance. If it's able to reaccumulate a little bit here, guys, go a little bit sideways, maybe off of the VWAP to break up, we should get 950. And here we go. Here's our slide that we're wanting on the SPY. See if we could get going green here.
2022.
Thank you, Hamster. Yeah, it's the same exact thing I got. They broke the shit out of it. That's cool, dude. I'm glad. I'm happy for him.
300 QQQ. 340 puts. August 19th, 2022. 500 BHC. 6 puts. August 19th, 2022. 1,000 contracts. CVE. 17 puts. August 19th, 2022. 500 contracts.
Be a hell of a year. All right, so Apple pulled back here is at the VWAP and all the tech tickers here. So Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, and most of them are at the VWAP. So if they reaccumulate towards the VWAP area at the support, there is the potential for it to bounce and go back up. The Qs are back at 330. We said that that is the big area of interest here for it, the 330. So it may get a little bit of a bounce and peak right back above 330, but then again, the thesis is down. So
144 calls. August 19th, 2022. 500 contracts. Plug. 30 calls. September 16th, 2022. 1,380 BP 29 puts. August 19th, 2022. 3,370 contracts.
all right, anyone else looking for any other trades right now? See anything good?
August
If you see something, say something.
999 contracts.
And the only thing I really don't like, I really hope that does not happen as we go sideways, right? So we go sideways and start burning this premium.
September 16th.
If we get down to the S1, yeah, that would be good, dude. So that's exactly what I was saying is that if we're holding this area, right, then we kind of turn our thesis more to the upside, which I believe I may be changing here. So we got this little dip. And then if we get towards the 9 o'clock hour, the top of the hour, and I am not in profit, and this does not look a lot weaker than what it is, then I will go ahead and stop out. Even if I didn't hit my stop loss price, you have to, don't necessarily have to, but I enable what I call a time stop loss. And so that helps you just from the theta killing you and getting more frustrated, expending mental and emotional capital on trades that are not going your way. This is what you're looking at. We'll look for enter puts if we test highs and fail. That's a good idea too, dude. I like, so if you could be patient for us to get all the way up to the highs and short at the highs, absolutely. Absolutely.
Meta. 172 puts. August 19th, 2022. 506 contracts. AMC. 24 calls. August 26th, 2022.
Oh shit.
500
Oh
contracts.
shoot.
Plug. 30 puts. August 19th, 2022. 500 contracts. CVNA. 60 calls. August 26th, 2022. 1,000 contracts.
Yeah, so now, like we
TSLA.
were talking about here on the
17
Tesla apples here, bouncing off the
August
VWAP
19th,
areas. That's what you're talking about
2022.
here.
10,000 contracts.
The reaccumulation and then try to push again.
XOM. 90 puts. August 26th, 2022. 500 contracts. Mu. 85 calls. January 20th, 2023.
There we go.
734
That's a stop out there, guys. So stopped out. They minus 1750. And if this starts, rejecting and showing a little bit more weakness, because this volume is not convincing here for me to the upside. Apple did push up and then rejected. So I may want to enter up here a little bit higher because I entered originally in this
10 calls.
actually right here, this
January
area right here.
20th, 2023. 1,011 contracts. CDEV. 10 calls. January 20th, 2023. 989 contracts. RBLX. 53 calls. August 19th, 2022. 762 contracts. F16 puts. August 19th, 2022. 800 contracts.
All right, so still flirting around in this area here, guys. Like I said, if it shows a little bit more weakness here, which it's not, the volume is coming in for the breakout now. So if it does push up above the pivot here, what I look for is a pop up and then a rehold of the pivot. So this is called our crossover play, a push up and then hold of the pivot, and then on the reentry here at the around the 425.90, and then continuation to the upside towards the PDC and the highs from Friday. So there it goes. That volume coming in.
CORZ. 3 puts. September 16th, 2022. 950 contracts.
Dude, my things are all messed up. Sorry, I'm gonna fix this here
ASTS.
real quick, guys.
22 calls. February 17th, 2023. 900 contracts.
So I'm flat right now. I have no positions as of right now here, guys. Just waiting for us to be able to show a little bit better of a trend and then a better technical setup. So here's our push.
STNE. 12 calls. August 19th, 2022. 1,504 STNE. 12 puts. August 19th, 2022. 686 contracts.
There we go. Starbucks.
CBNA. 57 calls. August 19th, 2022. 768 TSLA. 950 calls. August 26th, 2022.
All right, so the Q's rejected up here again, guys. So
August 19th, 2022.
you may start seeing this compression start to come in here on these Q's. So going sideways. Need a little bit less volatility, but if it does reaccumulate, like I said, going sideways, you may get this push up.
August 19th, 2022. 743 AAPL. 172 calls. August 19th, 2022. 500 PBR. 13 calls. August 19th, 2022. 500
No hard red days. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think if we actually come to the daily chart, right, this is so here's a daily chart. So this was a green day, this was a red day the day before, green. But yeah, dude, it's been nuts. Like, I mean, it sucks because I seen this play right here at the 390. If we would have got in a 390 to 426, bro, you guys, I would not be here streaming. You would not see me here anymore if I would have edged into this deep.
500 contracts. Coin. 100 calls.
I leave that arrow there to tell me I'm an idiot.
837 TSLA. 980 calls. August 19th, 2022. 809 run. 40 calls. August.
Yeah, good morning to the guys I didn't get to say good morning to. We got a pretty good group this morning. Hey, David, good morning. I hope you had a good weekend, sir. Hope you made it back safely. Hey, Jamal, good morning. Alberto, good morning. Mike, good morning. Mr. Lou, Pedro, Ramesh, Rich, Seth. Nice. We got a nice little crew in here today. Apple with a nice push up right now. So this is what we're saying here on the bullish side, right? So now what I would like is for the pullback to come and hold and revalidate this area as support instead of resistance that I was doing in order for me to get to the long side, all right? So there's not really any other setups as of right now. Amazon actually is pretty good off of the little pivot. I'll actually try this Amazon here, guys. I'm not gonna, it's not the best setup, so I'm gonna get 140, 144s here. Yeah, Apple. So Apple has room. The pivot for Apple is at 175, dude, which is up there. Like we got $3. If Apple runs $3 today, bro, sheesh. And I don't even know if I'm gonna get the pullback that I want, bro. There go the Qs. So the Qs have room up to 335, like we had said. If the Qs also come and retest the R2 right here, then that'll be a setup too that you could go ahead and take. So up a little bit here on these Amazons. These are super cheap and not going to get rich off of these, but the first target on these is going to be the PDC at 143.55.
Gooksall. 125 calls. September 16th, 2022. 200 and SAH. 50 calls. August 19th, 2022. 854 contracts. WMT. 140 calls. August 19th.
So Tesla back up to the resistance of 920 here, guys. And then Apple is struggling with the PDC.
92 calls. August 19th, 2022. 209 GM 39 calls. August 19th, 2022. 500 contracts. SPY. 426 calls. August 17th, 2022. 500 and WMT. 125 puts. September 16th, 2022. 900 ASO. 47 calls. August 19th, 2022. 676 SPY. 425 puts.
Bro, oh my
August
God, look how
15th,
bullish. So
2022.
this is what we had said in
1014
pre-market, right?
contracts.
That the Qs and NASDAQ may drag up the SPY because we have a lot more room to move up than what the SPY does.
Pins.
And that's pretty much what's
24
happening here.
calls.
Apple
August
has some room
19th,
to go here.
2022.
And then once Tesla breaks this 920, we have
contracts.
$30 that it could move. So
25 calls. August 19th, 2022. 500 contracts.
top of the hour here in 2.5 minutes. Morning, HBT. What's up, dude? For the guys that come in and out of the Twitter, ask questions, I'll go ahead and pin this right here.
Now, 52 calls. October 21st, 2022. 3,300 and SKY.
Now, the other scenarios is that we're here at the PDC right here on the SPY, and then we reject the PDC, but I don't think that's going to necessarily be the case with the way that the SPY is right now, or excuse me, the Qs. So we will see here in 1.5 minutes. So Amazon made it almost all the way up to the PDC 143.55, and I'll actually put it right here so I can watch a little bit better. Right here. We want it to hold, keep pushing. Oh my goodness, dude. This market right now just has so much strength. So we need to get above this PDC in this area here on Amazon. And you could see, obviously, this was a no trade. I said pop up, come and retest this pivot here for an entry. Didn't give me that. If it does the same thing, right? If it does do it on the PDC, then great. I'll go ahead and try that. But we do not have
427 calls.
have that right here.
2022. 950 SPY. 427 calls. August 15th, 2022. 504 XLE. 70 puts. September 2nd, 2022. 588 contracts. AMD. 102 calls. August 19th, 2022. 600 and BBBY. 40 calls. January 20th, 2023. 1,319 contracts.
Oof, I'm gonna get stopped out of this Amazon as well. All right, 9 o'clock. We're gonna get a little bit of a downward. We're at 42.76 on the SPX. I was in 42.60s.
80 puts. August 19th, 2022. 300 contracts. SPX. 4,275 calls. August 15th, 2022. Coin. 100 calls. August 19th, 2022. 288 contracts.
So just waiting here, guys. There's not much.
SPY. 422 puts. August 22nd, 2022. 500 NVDA. 170 puts. September 23rd, 2022. 443
Tesla is
contracts.
putting in a really nice flag compression here to try to break out of the 920.
WMT. 125 calls. September 16th.
And still compression right here for this Amazon. So this is pretty nice. It's staying right here, but pretty volatile. So
1,019 contracts. PLTR. 11 calls. October 21st, 2022. 708 NVDA. 185 puts.
now that this is pulling back here a little bit, if we get another little push up, that is where I'll start some puts.
19th, 2022. 1,649 contracts. SPY. 425 puts. August 15th.
There you go. I like this guy right here.
834 contracts.
Alberto.
New. 4 puts. August 19th, 2022. 1,978 ANF. 20 calls. August 19th, 2022. 2,950 Veru. 25 calls. August 19th, 2022. 500 contracts.
All right, so I wanted it on another candle, but it is pushing up a little bit more right here. So my stop on this Amazon is right below this pivot.
NVDA. 195 calls. August 19th, 2022. 500 NVDA. 200 calls. August 26th, 2022. 300 contracts. ICLN.
And so I have something that's called the 3-strike rule here, guys. So if I take 3 trades, regardless of ticker, back to back to back, that is called a strikeout, and I'm not able to trade there anymore the rest of the day. I just kind of take the loss and come back the next day to trade. So that prevents me from losing an obscene amount of capital and capital preservation. So if I take 3 stop outs at my regular size, I'm not going to be upset at having that loss on the day. I could come back the next day and make it up. So right now I'm at this a realized loss on the SPX and then also an unrealized loss here on Amazon. So if I close out Amazon and it is a loss, then I have one more trade to take. And that's not to say, right? So like same thing like in baseball, right? You could take 2 strikes. The third one you hit a home run. So this was the little pop-up I wanted on the SPY. Let's see if it gets up towards this area and rejects. Or we could just have that grindy algo action that just grinds it up all day. That would freaking suck. The VIX is dropping pretty hard though, so it is at 2050. This is one of our areas that we set to look out for it at. So see if we get a little bit of bounce on the VIX right here. And the Qs are having a hard time getting over 331.50 and staying over. Again, the Tesla is Tesla's having a hard time with 920.
2023. 1,200 contracts.
Taking the green, really the key was the SPY and Apple and stuck to plan. Only 1 contract instead of 3. Went for the cross the PDC to maybe get back in. Is that your Microsoft? Oh, bro, that was beautiful, bro. Beautiful, beautiful, bro. Absolutely. Here we go. There comes the stop out here on Amazon.
September 16th, 2022. 500 contracts. AMZN. 140 puts. August 19th, 2022. 500 TSLA. 870 puts. August 19th, 2022.
No, this is gonna burn my premium and not let me stop out. I am going to restart these SPX puts here, guys. So the same ones, 4260s. I believe is the ones I had. Yep, 4260s. And then I need to stop out on this Amazon. There we go.
AMZN. 147 calls. August 19th, 2022. 575 contracts.
No, my P&L thing is all weird. Oh, it's bouncing back up.
Spike. 427 calls. August 15th, 2022. 530 SPX. 4,300 calls. August 15th, 2022. 452 contracts.
So the reason on this trade here, we got up to this resistance, we put in this big wick candle here, the 427, and then we are in the supply area still, right? So we rejected, and actually, so I wanted to reject right here, excuse me. So, but we are showing lower volume here on the push up. Now we have been having these low volume grinds that go up, and that has been killer to options traders. So because you think that, oh, it's low volume, it'll turn back around. No, they're pushing it up on that low volume. So this is where we're at here so far.
PLTR.
So the lower volume on the push here. Now we may get to this VWAP area, and then the VWAP, excuse me, the pivot and the VWAP area. The VWAP may push up and to this area right here and act as a bigger support ish, and it may bounce. And this would be your more macro crossover. So more like a 5 minute, right? So if you look at the 5 minute here, it comes in, it holds this area right here, right? I wanted the quick push and then hold and then continue going, but this would be your more slower macro one, where if it does hold this area right here, this may be another good entry for the upside. And if it does break this 425.50, then we're probably looking more at 424.
Ego. 8 calls. September 16th, 2022. 1,500 contracts.
It's crazy. So for the guys on YouTube, one of my members here, he's been working on just one ticker, dude. He looks at one ticker every day and one setup, and he absolutely kills it on that one thing, dude. Like, it's like the whole Bruce Lee, I would rather, or I wouldn't want to fight. How does the saying go? The Bruce Lee one? I fear the man that has practiced one kick 10,000 times, not the man that has practiced 10,000 kicks, or something like that.
XOM. 94 calls. August 19th, 2022. 781 contracts.
So to be in the money, I would have to actually get below like low of day,
GSM. 7 calls. August
which is fine.
19th,
The target is going to be this 424-ish area.
ET. 12 calls. September 16th, 2022. 990 contracts. AMZN. 142 calls. September 16th, 2022. 1,000 contracts.
Here's a little bounce in this area like we talked about. So I just want this to move a little bit more quickly though. So
860 puts. August 19th, 2022. 404 BBBY. 16 calls.
so when I'm looking at the SPY, and I'm the biggest holdings on the SPY are Apple. Apple is like 7% of the SPY, dude. So it's a huge part of the SPY. And whenever Apple moves, it's going to influence the way that the SPY and the Qs move. And Tesla is a big one, and Amazon. So altogether, I think they make up about 15% of the
September 16th,
SPY. So whenever you have like a sentiment here, you could of those like three, you could kind of build and see which way the Qs or the SPY are going to go. And I think that you could even do like math on this, and you could do like Apple and then plus Amazon and Tesla. Yes. So you could actually add all the tickers together and then do math with the tickers. If you see this here, and then divide, say, by 3, right? And then it'll give you like an actual ETF of the tickers that you put in that added together. So this is like the combined action of those 3 tickers all together. If you're looking at that, I don't know if anyone actually knew that or not. But that's a pretty cool little tip that you could go ahead and use.
August 17th.
How to combine. So right here in the ticker, when you're writing in the ticker, so you write in the tickers that you want, and then so you write in, say you want Apple, right? AAPL, and then plus Tesla, and then plus say Amazon, and then you could divide by 3 just to make it a nice manageable number, and then it gives you it adds all the ticker prices together and then divides it by 3 and makes it manageable. There you go, Jamal. Thank you, dude. Write it out as a thing.
SPX 4,365 calls. August 31st, 2022. BABA 100 calls. December 16th, 2022. 1,250 BABA 100 calls. December 16th, 2022. 380 contracts. PFE 48 puts. September 2nd, 2022. 549 BAC.
All right, so here's the little bounce up we were expecting right here off of the pivot. So you'd want this to come at least to the bottom of the structure right here, 426.36 or so, and then continue with the trend to the downside.
200 NIO.
Oops, sorry.
September 16th, 2022. 1,800 SQ90 calls. September 16th, 2022. 1,500 contracts. LMB 7 calls. January 20th, 2023. 600 contracts. NIO 22 calls. September 16th.
So the point I was getting with showing the that you could add tickers together and make your own little like ETF chart here is that since there's such big players in the SPY and the Qs, these are what I'm looking at to see like if there's confluence of them getting to support and resistance levels and what they're doing to maybe be able to make decisions if I'm trading the SPY, SPX, Qs, things like that. And then also looking at the VIX to also give me an idea, right?
7 calls. September 16th.
So the VIX also to give me an idea here of what's going on. So we're below this 2050 now. If we zoom out, we could see that the prior peaks were right here, 2025, and then we had the huge dip from Friday. So we may get like a little bit of bounce here down in this little area, which means more downside. Can you please talk about how do you incorporate VIX in your plan? I am trying to understand VIX better, pretty clueless on how to use VIX. Okay, cool. So that's exactly what we're talking about right now. So the VIX measures volatility within the market, and the way that it measures the volatility is it's measuring out the money calls versus out the money puts. And so if people are hedging without the money puts or what have you, then the VIX increases. So that it's measuring that volatility. So the VIX works inversely of the SPY. So when not all the time, like we saw, I think it was on Friday, right? So whenever the SPY goes down, the VIX should pop up. The VIX should elevate. Sometimes it does work inversely, where there is some uh,
2022.
divergence. So divergence where the SPY and the Qs are moving the same way at the same time, and that is generally so. Like if it's to the upside, it is bearish. If it's to the downside, then that's bullish. But then I'm basically looking here just at the key levels. This is, you can't necessarily, so the technical stuff in here, like the candles, the pivots and stuff are in here just because that's my trading, my on my charts. But you can't necessarily, it's not like a number that you could like a price that you could go out and trade on the VIX or what have you. You really can't do that much technical analysis on it. So it's just like the levels of where it's respected in the past. And you kind of know that lower 20s are definitely bullish, lower volatility. And then once you get under 20, that is like absolutely low volatility and bullish. Anything over 25, you're starting to get bearish. Anything over 28 and 30 is extremely bearish. You're going to get some big downside probably moves and things like that. There we go. And so usually, so you see how that the VIX just popped up right here. Usually the VIX moves before the SPY does. So the VIX tattletales on the way that the move that the SPY is going to go usually gives you like a couple seconds or maybe even a minute or so to be able to make a decision on your trading, because the VIX moves before the SPY does. Upload this recording. So it's on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube. Yeah.
425 puts. August 15, 2022.
For sure, bro.
425 puts. August 15, 2022. 840 F16 calls. August 26th.
So for instance, now what we're looking at here is Tesla. So engaging those three tickers, right? And I have all three of them up on the other screen. So I don't necessarily have to use, just one chart like we were talking about. We break 910 right here. We are probably getting back down towards PDC. So, and which it looks like it wants to do. So it wants to come back and retest. And again, I like the bullish thesis on it. So if it does hold 900, cool. And then, move up. Well, once it proves it's going to hold the 900, and then Apple right here is at the VWAP and is just, dude, what's up with my typing today? Needs to figure out its direction off of the VWAP right here. So it's pushing up a little bit and then see if it fails and comes back.
NVDA 200 calls. September 16, 2022. 250 contracts.
Delete the red line I have right here on the SPY. Why? Because you want it to go back down? That's a happy little accident right there. We're just going to make this a little, erase this a little bit here. Make it a bird. It's a pretty little bird now. Shit always bounces off your levels, he said. Yes, sir.
710 AMZN. 141 calls. August 19, 2022. 500 coin. 102 calls.
Uh-oh. So now Apple here getting a little bit of a bid, pushing up. See if it rejects the PDC right here. I may jump out of this trade for profit if it does cross a PDC here with some more volume. If it rejects, I'll go ahead and stay in, but we're looking good so far.
2,500 contracts. JD. 58 calls. August 19, 2022. 570 contracts.
Oh, this ally, this Lee was it was in a really big compression right here, guys. Or actually, so yeah, it had earnings and it pushed up. So this downward channel, this is what I was thinking of before, but I think that this Lee is going to recover really well and squeeze. So you could see this channel that it's in right here. Oops, I was trying to get to the weekly one. So like a huge kind of flag pennant thing, whatever, right here. And then I just want this thing to shoot up. This would be pretty cool. Lee.
Spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022. 600. Spike. 437 calls.
So we're getting that to the full hour in the session mark here.
1,201 contracts.
And this is if you're bearish, right? So if you're bearish, this is not where you necessarily want to see is this push up here on this apple, but it is rejecting here where it did in the first two times. And then we don't have this volume confirmation as of yet. So you see this volume is still dying off right here. So
946 contracts. Spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022. 5 Zim. 47 puts. August 19, 2022. 500 contracts.
and then there was so we're talking about the VIX, right? So we're talking about it probably bouncing, right? And there's our bounce here on the VIX. So even though Apple's pushing up right now, the VIX is already pushing up here in this area. So this here in a second, minute, couple, whatever, we may see a little drop here on the SPY.
37 calls. September 16, 2022. 600 spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022. 600 spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022. 600 spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022. 500 spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022. 600 spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022.
So there you go. There's a rejection.
600 spike. 437 calls.
What the hell is this person doing?
2022. 600 spike. 437 calls. September 16, 2022.
Oh, your red line. This guy, this is for next month though. This is OPEX next month. He's forming a huge ass call wall, bro.
7 calls. September 16, 2022.
What the hell, dude? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2023. 4,900.
2 million so far.
September 16, 2022. 600 contracts. SQ 75 puts. September 16.
Built the wall. I'll let you call. He said
716
he's
contracts.
probably in the YouTube. This freaking asshole, bro.
September 16, 2022. 749 contracts. Run. 30 puts. September 16, 2022.
So Apple's pushing up here.
TSLA. 95 calls. September 16, 2022. 900 QCOM. 150 calls. September 16, 2022. 500 MU. 65 calls. September 16, 2022. 702 contracts. Meta. 160 puts. September
So 9:30 right here, guys.
2022. 1000 PYPL. 90 puts. September 16, 2022. 1,603 contracts.
Now, if you were to go ahead and get calls off the hold right here, the hold of the pivot up to at least the PDC, I would not fault you on that.
September 16, 2022. 910 AAL. 17 calls. September 16, 2022. 2,700 UAL. 43 calls. September 16, 2022. 650 BABA. 100 calls. September 16, 2022. 387 SLB. 32 puts. September 16, 2022. 738 FCX. 28 puts. September 16, 2022. 1,600 put. 4 calls. September 16, 2022. 1,000 contracts. WMT. 138 calls. August 19, 2022. 500 contracts. AMD. 95 calls. March 17, 2020.
All right, so let's see if we get a more of a macro lower high.
29 puts. September 16, 2022. 1,456 contracts.
Which Apple's in a big ascending triangle right here. It may break out. And then, like I said, we have room for it to get up to 175. And then also Tesla is in a really nice compression here as well. So cross up to the upside.
1,009 BBBY.
We'll see. We'll see.
August 19, 2022. 536 FCEL. 5 calls. August 19, 2022. 3,806 Guild. 70 calls. November 18, 2022. 3,870 BBBY. 17 calls. August 19, 2022. 622 contracts.
Mm,
Spike. 425 puts. August 15, 2022. 500 contracts. Snap. 11 puts. August 19, 2022. 500 contracts.
I don't even know what all those letters mean. What's the UT? UTAD?
CSCO. 49 calls. August 26, 2022. 500 contracts.
Oh, UT. There we go. Is this more on the macro side? Like, what time frame are you looking at this at?
AMZN. 134 puts. September 16, 2022. 300 spike. 427 calls. August 15, 2022. 542 contracts.
That's Oh, this is Tesla. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is Tesla right here.
RBLX. 53 calls. August 19th, 2022.
All right, so this volume has not come in here, much of a demand to keep on pushing. And then Apple is still, and we may just get this sideways action all day long here, guys. So rejected up here the same level that it did right here. So it's trying to hold this PDC, but see if we get this same kind of down candle that we did right here. Yep, they're kind of it's trying.
AEO. 16 calls. January 20th, 2023. 500 contracts. Spike. 426 puts. August 15th, 2022. 1056 contracts. Gooksel. 124 calls. August 19th, 2022. 200 BNGO. 3 calls. September 16th, 2022. 598 contracts. AAPL. 160 puts. September 16th, 2022. 700 contracts.
Man, I think YouTube is bad luck, dude. Anytime we're on YouTube, where it's like, man, we're on YouTube, there's no crazy plays. But when I'm not on YouTube, I'm over here making how much did I make on Thursday? It's like 40 some K, 39K or something like that.
200 calls. August 19th, 2022. 250 contracts. COP 105 calls. October 21st, 2022. 1,200 contracts. CSCO. 49 calls. August 26th, 2022. 500 NFLX. 230 puts. January 20th, 2023. 500 contracts. AMZN. 142 puts. January 20th, 2023. 700 TSM. 90 calls. October 21st, 2022. 700 contracts.
Have you back tested this whole wick off thing? Like, is there data to like support it?
FCEL. 5 calls. August 19, 2022. 3,610 contracts.
So the VIX is actually making itself down to the lows right here now, guys. Right here. So we'll see if we're going to continue holding or we bounce back up like we did. Apple's really trying to put pressure on this 172, like 25-ish area. And if it breaks, that there's a big upward candle on Apple, then you'll see a big little move here on the SPY.
XLB. 77 puts. September 16, 2022. 2,900. Snap. 12 calls. August 19, 2022. 679 contracts. F19 calls. October 21st, 2022. 610 contracts. SDC. 2 calls. September 16, 2022. 629 contracts.
Mm. All right, so there's that wick up here, that push up here on Apple. See if it could sustain and get this volume going to continue pushing up here. I really don't think it's going to, dude. The cues do not look like they want to follow through here to the upside.
269
I mean, we could definitely get the sentiment change from this, but
Geo 7 calls. August 19, 2022. 504 contracts. BEK. 12 puts. October 21st, 2022. 950 contracts.
Is there like a AWS thing or like a server thing that's happening? Because I just tried to get onto a different website and it's saying the same thing. It can't be reached.
XLE. 87 calls. January 20th, 2023. 1000 contracts. Geo 8 calls. August 19th, 2022. 1111 contracts. CRM. 180 puts. June 16th, 2023. 500 contracts. CXW. 10 calls. September 16th, 2022. 700 and XLE. 87 calls. January 20th, 2023. 924 F22 calls. January 20th, 2023. 1000 contracts.
Holy crap. Look at all these windows open. Okay, so I'm still holding my puts here, guys. Trying to be as patient as possible. That we did put in the lower high from right here. So on the more macro, but we are going super, super slow. I want the big FU candle, and I don't think we're going to get it. Still no trades for you, Mr. Luke. Good job if you haven't placed any trades, dude. So way to stay. I heard I can affect your. I heard I can affect. You always trade with pre-market data. I heard. It can affect your indicators. Yes, of course it could. Do I? Yes, but I do trade with the pre-market data. Yes.
AMCN. 142 puts. August 19th, 2022. 400 AMCN. 137 puts. August 19th, 2022. 290 contracts.
Wait, maybe if you made the red line red dot, let's try it, bro. I like your thesis here. Let's try it. We're gonna make them smaller dots here, so then it's a little bit easier, right? Bam. Now, what we don't want to do is because Apple is just moving to the upside, is that we continue this trend here that we have right now, and we just put in this higher this higher low on Apple, and we continue this just grinding action to the upside. So we'd want it to ideally break the VWAP and continue coming further down.
7 calls.
If that's if that's the tip I needed in all my trading, bros, to make my lines dash lines instead, bro, you're a genius.
IONQ. 7 calls. August 19, 2022.
So the moving averages and things like that, VWAP stuff, they're measuring price action from 8 candles, 12 candles, 13, 18 candles or whatever back or whatever, right? So like if you're using this 5-minute candle, excuse me, if you're using the 5-minute candle right here, time frame, I should say, then so like on the TTM, it's measuring 18 candles back, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 candles here. We're in almost an hour and a half into the day, right? So if that's the case, that's the case, then we're still counting this price action right here from this candle in our current price action right now from the TTM at least. So yes, it could definitely go ahead and do that. But I don't know. It's not going to give you complete data then, like on that one, if you don't have it. So give me a second. So like let's come down here to the TTM. We'll hit the gear cog and then say, if you're using Trader Trading View,
MR. 21 puts. August 26, 2022. 566 Zim. 45 puts. August 19, 2022.
there's not one here that says
F17 puts.
do not include or whatever.
2022. 592 contracts.
So
AMD. 105 calls. August 19, 2022. 1,600 x24 calls. August 19, 2022. 546 contracts. CSCO. 47 calls. August 19, 2022. 500 contracts. TWTR. 42 calls. October 21st, 2022. 7 down. 36 calls. August 26th, 2022. 1,000 contracts. New. 65 calls. September 16, 2022. 613 TWTR. 49 calls. October 21st, 2022. 15 ready. 4 calls. November 18, 2022. 1,400 contracts. TJX. 70 calls. August 19th, 2022. 693 spike. 426 puts. August 15th, 2022. 631 contracts. Ms. 85 puts. September 16th, 2022. 615 contracts. F15 puts. September 9th, 2022. 1,824 contracts. FCEL. 5 calls. September 16th, 2022. 531 contracts.
Ah, did that wrong.
XBI. 105 calls. October 21st, 2022. 600 and PYPL. 92 puts. September 16th, 2022. 750 PYPL. 100.
All right, here it comes, dude. Let's see if it sneaks through one of these little gaps right here. So Apple did go ahead and break the VWAP, so that is really good there. And then remove Tesla still in compression sideways and needs to break the 910 downside. So let's see. Remove, join, remove, join. There we go.
QQQ. 329 puts. August 15th, 2022. 600 contracts.
So this is 424 is the bigger resistance, but resistance at 425. And then if it does break that, then we get 420 pretty quickly. There it goes. So is Rich in here? Are you trading, Rich? You got any good trades over there, buddy?
Gooksel. 120 calls. August 19th, 2022. 479.
2 strikes, he said. Is that your favorite show? The show about the lesbians? Sorry.
XBI 86 puts. September 16, 2022. 542 Shag 65 calls. January 20th, 2023. 921 NVDA 180 puts. August 19th.
Slowest trade of my life.
560 WBA 47 calls. January 20th, 2020.
Yeah, I really, well,
500 contracts.
that, and there's definitely a bid that's propping up in here. So I think someone's getting ready for the leg to 1,000. What do you think?
XME 49 puts. August 26, 2022. 3,000 contracts. QS 12 puts.
So twice we've hit this 425.50-ish area and we bounced here, guys. I don't think that's gonna be it, dude. It even hit in between the line, bro. Like the little wick. I don't know if it could see. It hit in between the dashes and it still didn't go through, bro. All right, guys, for the YouTube guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut everything off here for the YouTube. What rules do you set for yourself when the market opens? You wait 15 minutes? Not right now. So right now we have really good trend on the market and it's not really too volatile right at the open. In actuality, we actually have the opposite problem. So right at the open, there's like a stall because there's so many people buying and selling. It's more of a tug of war at the open. It's not a huge move to the upside or downside. You kind of get this stall once the bell rings where it doesn't move up or down, and it's a little bit more frustrating than having the volatility. So so to answer your question, whenever there was really big volatility at the open, yes, I had a 10-minute rule and I have my Alexa set to tell me that I could take trades after 10 minutes. It counted. And then but yeah, some people in the room wait until actually like right now, 10 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern, to 11:30 to even start taking trades, because then you could see the trend a little bit better. You could see some reversals a little bit better, things like that. But I don't have anything like that. If I see a setup, right, like if I have a dip and rip setup, it's a really quick type setup, then I'm going to go ahead and try to nail it as long as it fits my parameters to take that trade. So good question, Robinson. All right, guys, on the YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here. I don't know how to put my bright and smiling face where it's just my face here because I'm using the Zoom. I think you guys could see it now like this. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Oh, I guess I could stop the share.
21 puts. August 19th, 2022.
There. If I stop the share, then it show me like that. I don't know. So anyways, call it a day here for there it goes. Dude, the lag on this is bad, bro. I'm sorry for the lag for the guys on YouTube. So my I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. One of these days we'll get some really nice price action where we get a really nice big move here. I did this on Wednesday last week, I think, and then I also took a little bit of a loss. So I don't just lose. I promise I don't just lose. So we'll be here tomorrow for evening masterclass, evening options masterclass tomorrow evening on Tuesday, which is at 7 p.m. Eastern. So open free to everyone here on YouTube. And then on Wednesday, we'll be trading live in the morning again at 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay. So we'll see you guys later here on YouTube. I'm going to stay with my room for a little bit and then head to the gym. You guys have a good rest of your training day. Make sure you stay safe. Okay.